I have learned so much this morning. I have to live to 120 to see the Cowboys win a playoff game. And I went to a fermented dairy symposium, and they told me that you said 3 pounds at this symposium. It was 6 pounds of our weight are bugs and microbes. I shared that with my wife, and she immediately said, well, I'm deducting that from the scale then, the daily weight. And I said, you can't do that. So why don't we, because sitting is the new cancer, why don't we just take a moment to do a little brain break, which we do in classrooms. So everybody stand up. Yes. Take a deep breath, breathe in. Now, write your name in cursive by waving your arms, your name. All right. Another deep breath. All right, we can sit down and move on. We took a little brain break.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So I have the real honor of sharing with you information about FitnessGram, but just a very, very quick story. As a superintendent, every day with a really challenging school district, banging my head against the wall on how we're going to increase student achievement, do all the things that we all are committed to doing. And I'm getting ready to go to work down in Central Texas in Austin, and I pick up the Austin American Statesman, and there's this headline on the front page from some policy group that says, by 2040, 1 in 3 Texans will be diabetic with type 2 diabetes. And, you know, we saw Dr. Murphy's slide of this tsunami of obesity, and we're now projecting the results of that tsunami in terms of the meltdown of our healthcare system. I'm a former basketball coach, and I said to myself, you know, if I put 3 out of 5 starters on the floor and they've got sprained ankles or bad knees, we're not winning any ball games. If I'm a school superintendent and you're a teacher and your kids are not healthy, you're not winning the ball game of academics, of attendance and behavior. So this kind of put me on this journey of health and wellness for kids, and every time you look around, it triangulates, it connects, it makes sense. It's what we need to be doing in our schools. I cannot tell you how much I applaud your efforts and the Heart Foundation for this movement, because truly, it was said earlier, what starts here at your school could spread to the state of Arkansas, it could spread nationwide. This is it, folks. It's not about one little gimmick. It's not about a math program. It is about creating a culture of health in your schools, and that is really what it's all about. At the Cooper Institute, I challenged our youth researcher to accumulate all of this research on the outcomes of fitter kids. Folks, it's staggering, and we are putting that together at the Institute right now. The studies now that show that fitter kids make better grades are overwhelming. There's states of data on that. There's school districts. Everybody's got the data. You want better attendance? In the district that I worked in, the line is exactly perfect. High obesity kids, low attendance. Fit kids, high attendance. That makes sense. We're teachers, we know that. Exactly, right? But you gotta be present to learn. And we know that when there's a substitute teacher in the room, that learning basically stops. So, you know, we need healthy kids, we need healthy teachers, we need all to be present in this. And then there's the behavior side of things, which we've heard some of the stories about ADHD and attention and all of those things. It all makes sense. So, our piece with this is you are going to be a FitnessGram school. And FitnessGram, what is FitnessGram? Well, every one of you as teachers could tell me about the state assessments in math, reading, writing, and how you do that and what the performance measures are for your state. FitnessGram is the gold standard, preeminent youth assessment fitness tool. If you want to put a diet program in place, or if you want to put a running club in place, How do you know that that has worked or not? You don't unless you have some measurement, some assessment. That's what FitnessGram is. It's the assessment that you will be using to actually see, is this working? And some interventions work, some don't. But when you holistically put it all together, FitnessGram will tell you, and it's used across this nation and really across the globe to determine health outcomes in kids. FitnessGram health comes from regular physical activity. Everyone can be active regardless of age, gender, or ability. Physical activity and fitness are for a lifetime. Find something you like and make it personal. This resonates with everything that you've heard today. I cannot stress enough that if you begin today, you will see the benefits of a healthier lifestyle within 2-3 weeks. It's never too late to start. The 85-year-old study, amazing, amazing. That's interesting. Oh, here it comes. FitnessGram was, I didn't realize these slides had this trick to it. Dr. Kenneth Cooper, who has been preaching preventative medicine for 50 years, wrote a little book in 1968 called Aerobics. Aerobics, it's now in its 50th anniversary, aerobics changed the world for the better. It has sold millions of copies. Dr. Cooper is a rock star globally and within the United States, and he got this country in shape, moving. Okay, this is not the same presentation, but here we go. We'll keep it going. Some of you, we did that little quiz earlier on the Indian and the cartoons. I recognize that People magazine issue. It was Dr. Cooper's jogging craze that got things going. Dr. Cooper in 1970, he was the guy responsible to determine whether or not astronauts and pilots went up in planes and in spaceships, and he had to determine their physical fitness. And in 1970, think about that, 50 years ago, he had a goal, he had a mission to initiate studies with various ages of school children in an effort to improve the effectiveness of physical education programs in an attempt to educate, motivate, and prepare school children for the inherent health problems of an affluent society. He wrote that in 1970. He saw all of this coming, and he's done his best. He is focused entirely on kids now. He says, kind of sadly, that I've basically given up on the adults because we have moved past the needle in terms of our health and wellness, and he's really hyper-focused on students as the answer. Students in schools is where this is going to happen, and this is why what you're doing is so important. Okay, FitnessGram, it is a health-related fitness assessment. It comes with a student report card, which we've redesigned and will have the first new look, kind of more of an infographic, easy to read and understand report card that you will see. And I hope that you engage students and talk about what their results are. Don't compare them to other kids. Just help them with their own profile of where they are and what they can do to get healthier. There's educational tools to learn fitness concepts and set goals, and then this is all done by evidence-based standards. FitnessGram was put together by a team of scientists, and we have a scientific advisory board that reviews everything constantly, and it's very, very good. If you ask a school superintendent or principal or probably most teachers, if you asked me 4 years ago, can you name the 5 components of health-related fitness? Not a chance. I would say that every superintendent, every principal, and every teacher in this country needs to have some rudimentary understanding of these components of fitness. Aerobic capacity is probably the most important thing. That is the ability to take in, utilize, and recover using oxygen. And we have a measurement called the pacer test or the mile run or the mile walk that measures aerobic capacity in kids. The flexibility is another component of health-related fitness, muscular strength, body composition, which is basically your height and weight translated into your body mass and scientific calculation behind that, and then muscular endurance. This is what FitnessGram is going to measure in your kids this year. And my understanding is you're going to do it twice, once in the fall and once in the spring. And these results of these tests done properly will actually help you understand, are these interventions, are the gardens working? Is the better nutrition in the cafeteria working? Are the running clubs, the things that you plan to do, are those working for your kids? This will be a key measurement of that. And the great news is, those states and school districts that have gotten serious about this, the needle does move. And it moves pretty quickly. And you do end up with healthier kids, and all those other indexes go up as well. If you ask me as a superintendent, struggling all those years, what's the best math program? What's the best writing program? New Jersey Writing Project, I was a middle school principal, and our big goal that year was we actually had kids doing writing in PE. We'd put them in the bleachers and they'd write a little paragraph about their PE. Now we flipped it. Now we have PE being done in language arts classes because we know you get a better outcome by keeping kids healthy and keeping them active. So this is really pretty profound stuff, and we've come a long way, and you are on the front edge of that. Aerobic capacity, walk test, pacer, 1 mile run, as I said. And then we are the Cooper Institute, and we have tons of resources. We've got a great youth team. Anything you need, any question you have, we will be supplying the answers to. So with that said, very excited to see this journey. We'll be right there with you the whole way, and thank you. Appreciate it.